We all know that the main 6 Avengers consist of Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, and Black Widow. But most of them are not going to be playing that big roles in Phase 4 and the future of the MCU as a whole. I mean, Iron Man sacrificed himself to save the world and stop Thanos, so he's dead. Captain America went back in time to live a full life with Peggy Carter and is now old, so he cannot fight. Then there's Thor, who joined the Guardians of the Galaxy, so he'll probably be getting some more spotlight there, which is cool because I like Thor, and Hulk's entire arm is pretty much broken. He cannot fight with it. Black Widow sacrificed herself to get the Soul Stone for Hawkeye, and speaking of Hawkeye, he is probably going to retire. We saw him, I believe we saw him in the final scene of Endgame when they sent Steve back in time, but Hawkeye is probably going to retire to live with his family. So with most of the original 6 Avengers gone, it's like, who is going to be the new Avengers, and is there even going to be called anything? Is there even going to be a new Avengers team? So in this video, I'm going to be going over what the new Avengers could be, in my opinion. The team doesn't necessarily have to be called the new Avengers like the comics. They could just still be called the Avengers, but I'm going to call them the new Avengers because they are new Avengers. So in this video, I'm going to be going over who I think will be on the new Avengers team. The first member is Professor Hulk. Now, he might be like, whoa, you just said Professor Hulk couldn't fight and his arm was broken and stuff, and it was broken and all that. But Professor Hulk, I was debating to myself whether to put him on this list, because in my version of the new Avengers, Professor Hulk will actually not be out there fighting with the team. He will play kind of like the Nick Fury role. He will be like kind of like the man in the chair, as Ned said in Spider-Man Homecoming. So that is what he will be doing in my version, since his broken arm since he has a broken arm, he will be kind of like the Nick Fury role and be the man in the chair, which, if Tony hadn't died, I would want Tony to be the man in the chair for the new Avengers. I think it will work very well for him to be that, but since Tony's dead, that cannot happen, so let's just give that role to Professor Hulk instead, as I also think that fits him very well. So he is the first member, and I guess when his arm is fixed, I guess he could also fight out there with them if there's like or a villain that is really strong and they can't beat it. Then I guess Professor Hulk could go out and help. But Professor Hulk is the first member. In the main 6 Avengers, the leader was Captain America, but now that Captain America is gone, we need a new leader, and in my opinion, that should be Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel has been the superhero for the longest time in the MCU, next to, of course, Captain America, who has actually maybe not been it for longer. He just started before her. So I guess Captain Marvel has been a superhero for the longest time in the MCU. So yeah, Captain Marvel has the most experience, and I think she would just work very well as the leader type role in the MCU. So I think Captain Marvel should be the leader of the team, and she's also the newest character in the MCU, so I think she would, fit very well as a member of the team. She is the newest member, so she needs some more screen time, and I think she would work very well as a member of the team, especially the leader. Then there is Spider-Man, who he is obviously going to be on the team. He's Spider-Man. He is probably one of the most popular characters in the MCU. In Homecoming, all he wanted to do is, just be a part of the Avengers. And in Infinity War, he was finally dubbed as a part of the Avengers by Tony Stark. And I think we're going to see him definitely as a part of the new Avengers, battling against the villains that are coming. Then there is Doctor Strange. He is pretty much also a guaranteed member. Most of the guys here are guaranteed members. Doctor Strange is also one of the newest characters, one of the newest heroes to the MCU. He was introduced in his solo film, and then appeared again in Thor Ragnarok a little bit, then Endgame, or then Infinity War, and then Endgame. And I think from this point on, he's definitely going to be a part of the new Avengers. And I think, I have this theory that the mansion that, I can't remember what its name is, but the mansion where Doctor Strange stays with Wong could become the Avengers Mansion. The Avengers Mansion is a mansion that was seen in the comics, and we know that the Avengers do need a new base because in Avengers Endgame, the base that the Avengers have been staying in since Age of Ultron got destroyed by Thanos. So, I guess the Avengers need a new base, and that could be the Avengers Mansion, and the Avengers Mansion could be the mansion that Doctor Strange is currently living in with Wong. So that would be really cool to see that become the Avengers Mansion, and I guess Wong could be a part of the Avengers too, but I don't really think he would fit the Avengers. He doesn't have much personality and stuff, but I guess they could develop Wong or something. But yeah, it would be cool to see the Avengers Mansion. The next member is the Black Panther. He is pretty much also a guaranteed member. He is, you know, he hasn't really been dubbed as an Avenger yet, or he isn't an honorary member of the team, but he will definitely be a member of the team going forward. I don't think he will, you know, be hanging out with the Avengers in the Avengers Mansion. I think he's just going to hang out in Wakanda, and then when the Avengers need him, they're going to call him and he's going to appear from Wakanda and help, or something like that, because I don't think he is, he's going to live in the Avengers Mansion. But anyway, it would be cool to see him be a part of the team, which he is. It's pretty much confirmed he is that. He is also a pretty new hero debuting in Civil War. But it's going to be really cool to see if or how he will play a role in the new Avengers. And the final two members I have are Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, the reason I have these as the final two members is because then that means there will be 6 members plus Professor Hulk, which I guess is kind of 7, but not really, because Nick Fury doesn't really count as a member of the Avengers, so I guess Professor Hulk won't really count as a member of the new Avengers. So that means the total is 6, like how it was in the original Avengers. So these are my 6 Avengers. What do you think of them? That is my team. Just to recap, the members are Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. So that is my team for the new Avengers. Now, I am just going to quickly discuss some members that I think could have been on the team if not for one tiny thing. So I'm going to discuss those members now. The first member, or the first guy who didn't make it onto the team, is Hawkeye. And he didn't make it onto the team firstly because I think it would be cool for him to sacrifice, or not sacrifice himself, retire. And second is because he is also getting a TV show on Disney Plus, which is Disney's streaming service. So yeah, I guess I don't really want to put members on the team that are getting TV shows, because I think that TV shows is plenty for them to be in, I guess. So that's the reason he isn't on here. And one member that people are going to be pissed at me for not putting on is Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, aka Captain America, whatever he is. And the reason he isn't on the team, and the reason I guess Bucky isn't on the team as well, is because they're getting their own TV show titled Falcon and Winter Soldier, also on Disney Plus. Now, I really like this idea because I think they had great chemistry in especially Civil War. So I think this is a good idea, but I don't really, again, like I said with Hawkeye, I don't want to put them on the team if they're getting their own, show. Then finally there is Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, she is getting her own TV show titled WandaVision with Vision, and I guess this means that Vision is gonna be alive again. This sucks. Why everyone that seriously dies in the MCU, they find some way for them to return. Whether it's time travel, just getting revived or something, or whatever it is. I don't know if this is a good idea, but they're getting a show. I guess it will be fine, but I would just rather want this to be a prequel. I would probably want this, WandaVision, and Hawkeye should also be a prequel, by the way. I can't remember if I said that before, but I think this should be about what Wanda and Vision were doing in the time span in between Civil War and Infinity War. I think this is what this should be about. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Probably Vision is gonna be revived or something. But yeah, whatever. This show exists, and that sucks. Anyways, that was my new Avengers team. Please leave your team in the comments below. And again, you are allowed to use characters that are going to get their own show. I just don't like using the characters that are going to get their own show because I don't feel like they're going to get their own show and also be a part of the new Avengers. But that's just my opinion, so please leave your opinions in the comments, and I'll see you later. Bye.